Well, today I want to do a video about the problem of how the Bible got around the world and how it still gets around the world. I mean, there's been a lot of videos about this, a lot of people have discussed it, but I still haven't really seen any good explanation for it. Best I get to see is appeals to the fact that it's the most popular Bible book ever, how quickly it spread, the fact that it changes lives, the fact that, you know, the Roman Empire made it the religion of it, and all these things that all are amazing are all still human constructs. It still took humans to get it and spread it. There's this book that's supposed to be the most important book that requires, people to believe in Jesus and to be saved and all these things. This isn't a problem of directly of, people that could never have heard Jesus being saved. It's just that this book of this immense importance, took 2,000 years to reach North America and South America. Well, 1700 probably closer, but still it took a long time to get there. And yet this is supposed to be for those people. This is supposed to be for everyone. So how does this work into the Christian belief? How do you reconcile the fact that this book used human means to spread? Wouldn't something this immensely important, something that a God demands everybody follow, use some other method? Something that, requires an actual God to spread? Something this important shouldn't have taken years to get somewhere. As I've often said, something that would show some sort of divine hand or something amazing, some sort of evidence for God with the Bible would be if, if the pilgrims came over to, the Americas and the Indians showed up and started to tell them the good news about Jesus without ever having encountered it. But we've never seen this. We never go somewhere on the planet where somebody's never encountered the Bible or Jesus and they suddenly they already know about it. This just doesn't happen. So I'm curious about this. Why is this? Why is it that the spread of the gospel and Jesus and the Bible is all very much human spread? People don't spontaneously become Christians without first experiencing God. And no, don't give me examples of Helen Keller who claims to have always knew there was a God, but didn't have a word for it. That doesn't necessarily mean she thought the Christian God. She may have just had an experience and felt, especially when you're blind and whatnot. She knew there was somebody outside, herself, the other people. So she must have figured there was something out there. You can't, something more than this. Something where where the Bible or parts of the Bible were already known beforehand. It still comes to the problem of why for 6,000 years or 20,000 years or 100,000 years, whatever amount of time you want to say, God was known by a certain group, and then suddenly, only that certain group knew about, Yahweh or Jesus. It's not so much later that it started to spread elsewhere. Is the entire world not worthy of it until 2,000 years ago? What is the deal with this? It just seems to me that this is very much a human construct. The fact that outside of the Bible, there is no real evidence of any amazing miracles or events. It all seems to completely come from, humans. the spread of the Bible, everything else. I don't see any reason to see the Bible as anything more than human construct, like I said. One religion that got a lucky break, especially when you consider the fact that its origins come from the Jews, who were very, tight-knit group, who survived, being persecuted and whatnot. And this is where Christianity's origins come from. That persecution wasn't going to stop the religion because the people were tight-knit. This doesn't show anything about God, though. It just shows that the people were unwilling to change. Look at nowadays. Look at the creationists who are unwilling to accept that the Bible's false. Or at least those parts of the Bible aren't 100% true. Because people don't want to give up their beliefs, especially when they're structured in such a way that to give them up is to garner or to have some form of punishment done to you. Whether in this lifetime, as the ancient Jews believed, or in the next, as Christians believe. So if you got any evidence, any way to explain this kind of thing, let me know. I'm curious to hear your ideas.